Okay, so the first thing you have to understand, this is videos for someone who has a completely ugly lawn full of weeds, and you have to make a commitment, and that commitment is to lose the fear. You have to lose the fear, and you have to understand the fact that your lawn is going to be ugly for a little while. And I always relate this to plastic surgery. When you go through plastic surgery, you want to be beautiful. Your face is going to be ugly and bruised and nasty for a while. And after a couple of weeks, it starts to heal, and then you get this beautiful, handsome look. You got it? That's the same sort of thing. You have to grasp the fact that you're going to be aggressive with your lawn, you're going to take control of it, and you're going to really put some stuff down on it. We're going to really pump down pre-emergent, we're going to pump down several types of weed killers, and we're going to put down, we're going to really going to be aggressive with this lawn. Now, make sure you read your labels. Make sure you're using weed killers that are safe for Bermuda grass. Even though we're putting down heavy weed treatments, we may hurt our Bermuda a little bit, but we're not going to kill it. So we're not going to use something like Roundup, a total weed killer. Something that's safe on Bermuda grass. Read your labels. We're going to put heavy pre-emergent, stop new weeds, and we're going to go out with usually 2 different types of weed killers. Something that'll take care of crabgrass, something that'll take care of broadleaf weeds, and we're just going to spray the entire lawn, and we're going to kill it all off. The next step we're going to do is we're going to push that lawn like crazy. We're going to feed, PGF Complete and Humichar. That's what we'll talk about today, so hold on. Okay, so I'm going to bounce around a little bit. You have to be patient with me, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from present day to past. I'm going to show you some of the work we've done. Over half dozen lawns I've done this to. I've restored them back to beautiful lawns, and I'm going to walk you through this process, but I'm going to show you some old footage mixed in with some current day footage. Don't get confused. Follow along. So I'm going to take you back in time. The first thing I want you to understand is that this program is based on the fact that you had Bermuda sod installed at some point. I don't care if it was a decade ago, because that's really what we're talking about. When this neighborhood was built like 15 years ago, all the houses were required to have Bermuda sod lawns. They don't look like it now, but they did have Bermuda sod at some point. Some of these lawns that I've taken over just are solid weeds. Some of them were this tall and just solid weeds. So the first, I'm going to take you back in time. Some of this video quality is not that great, but you'll be able to see it because it was years ago. I'm going to take you back, and I'm going to show you the world's worst Bermuda lawn. And it was literally 90% weeds with a little bit of Bermuda. But 15 years ago it was sod, and I'm going to show you how basically what we do is we very aggressively go in with pre-emergent and with weed killer. We kill off everything else that's in the lawn. We might hurt the Bermuda a little bit, but then we start really pushing the Bermuda. We feed it, we feed it, we feed it, and we water it and water it. And it'll eventually just take over. And once you get that Bermuda to take over and thicken up, that's it. You just keep pushing it year after year, and pretty soon you'll have a gorgeous Bermuda lawn. So in this first video I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you across the street, and I'll show you a clip of what the lawn looked like when I started with it, then after I sprayed it, and then I'll show you a little bit of how it progressed over a period of just in that year. Now it's perfect. This solid weeds. So we got solid weeds over here. This is a Bermuda lawn. Okay, that's a Bermuda lawn. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Had the weeds up to 18 inches tall, and so what I did today is I came over and I sprayed this. I guess they're away on vacation, and I treated this lawn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to take some updates on it. You can see that right here, almost everything except for crabgrass and Bermuda grass is alive. Almost everything else is dead. I want to get that same picture over here, but look at what's going on here now. See how dead it all is? There's that same picture. But the only thing that's alive is Bermuda, basically, and crabgrass. Did not treat for crabgrass. Is the current, man, it's windy. Here's the current state of the world's worst Bermuda lawn. Now what you can see, guess what? Guess what we've got? Now I just did a treatment of my super juice. So, but I want you to look at that. It's all Bermuda. But look at that. So what we have now is we have the majority of, I'd say 99% of all the weeds have been killed. A little bit of the Bermuda was burnt back by the heavy treatments that we did. But now it's just starting to come back. But you can see that now what we've got is a solid Bermuda lawn that we can push really hard in September, October. And this will be absolutely gorgeous, lush green lawn. This I will take pictures of and put on the website and update it so you can see it as we go along. But what a difference. What a difference. But now you can see that that is pretty much all Bermuda grass there. Bermuda grass there. The next lawn that I'll take you into is the test patch across the street. Again, it was the same thing. It was solid weeds and we turned it into Bermuda, beautiful Bermuda. So what I'm going to show you now is I'll show you the finished product of something that was solid weeds and mud. There was nothing there, just a little bit of Bermuda, and we turned it into a gorgeous Bermuda lawn. So there's the test patch, and it is perfect. Not a single weed, solid Bermuda. Gorgeous, isn't it? The next thing that happened was, the next clip I'm going to put up is that house, that test patch is actually owned by the house next to it. And it was a rental home. And some people bought it last summer, and in the fall I got talking to them and they were complimenting my lawn, and I said, look, let me just go ahead and, I've got extra product, I'll go ahead and treat your lawn as well too. So what I'm going to show you is I'll show you a divider line where the test patch versus their property is and what their lawn looked like. And so what we did, we got a hold of this late in the year last fall, is we did go in and get one killing treatment down. We sprayed down a killing treatment. And now what we're doing this year is we're going in this spring with heavy pre-emergent, strong weed killers, and once their lawn starts to wake up, we will hit the heck out of it with PGF Complete. And we will just push it and push it. And I'm telling you, in about 2 or 3 months, I'm going to go back over there and I'm going to show you that lawn. You're going to be like, holy cow, I can't believe that that is the same lawn. And you could do the same thing. Again, if at any point you had Bermuda on your property, an old Bermuda sod lawn that now looks like crap, you can do this. As long as you got full sunshine, Bermuda will just take over. If you have shady areas, it's not going to want to grow. Bermuda just doesn't like shade, period. But as long as you got full sun and as long as you can put water to it, put down the PGF Complete, do this program, it'll work. So here we go. But this property actually belongs to this house over here. And people just bought it and I met them, nice folks. And so I told them I'd help them out. And what we have is we have everything. We have crabgrass, we have spurge, what is this, carpet grass, we've got a little bit of Dallas grass, we got a ton of crabgrass. So take a look over here. What do we got? We got clovers. Look at this. So we've got clovers, we've got crabgrass. There's just all kinds of weeds in here. Everything. This is a weed smorgasbord. Dandelions. Everything that you could think of. Yes, this is true. This is the same lawn. Matter of fact, this area over here is owned by this house over here, which is a rental, and I got tired of looking at it, so I took it over. So this, my friends, believe it or not, this is Bermuda sod. And then this is what we've been able to do with it. And believe it or not, it's still just coming out of dormancy. So I'm going to walk you through how we transform that into this. And then let me show you the other lawn, which is what we call the world's worst Bermuda lawn. Now the world's worst was just like that. It was solid weeds. And we came over here and we did the same thing to it, but I want to show you now. And that's what it looks like. Pretty good. Junior's following me. By the way, that spreader, if you need a spreader, get that spreader. I'll link to it in the description below. But we're going to be putting out the pre-emergent, the granular pre-emergent. So let me show you what this lawn looks like right now. This lawn is still fairly dormant. It hasn't even entered really into transition. There's a nice light brown haze, which means that there's a lot of Bermuda now, and the weeds are just about gone. Same thing out here. See, anything that you see that is light brown, that's all Bermuda. And you can see the dead weeds where we sprayed all the weeds. You can see them dying. Some of these may have to be treated again, but a lot of these weeds are now dead. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hit this real heavy with pre-emergent, and then next week we'll come out with heavy PGF complete. See this right here? These things, if you really come back hard, these are always going to move. So I have gone to a double bolt system on every single one of my spreaders. Okay, so what are the steps here? Well, number one, I'm assuming that you're going to do this let's say in the early spring. Now, we did that transformation in the middle of the summer, so you can do it at any time. But you want to do this during an active growing season. So let's say you're going to start this project now. Number one, put out pre-emergent and put it out real heavy. I'm telling you, you can't put down enough pre-emergent on one of these lawns. We want to stop any new weeds from happening. Number two, when you have temperatures that start to warm up, so once you start to get consistently in the 70s and even into the 80s in a few weeks, that's when you're going to want to go out and you're going to want to spray heavy with your Bermuda safe weed killers. Now, you're going to treat for any type of weed you have. So if you have crabgrass in your lawn last year, you're going to get a treatment that kills crabgrass. If you have broadleaf weeds, you're going to get broadleaf. If you have anything that's like a nutsedge, you spray image. You're going to put down just anything that you can kill or you need to kill, you're going to kill. After you have some rain come through, so give your lawn a rest for a couple of weeks. Let it die off. Let the pre-emergent get into the soil. Let the weed killers take effect. And once you see everything starting to die off, give it a couple weeks. Let that all work its magic, and then you're going to do two things. You're going to put down lots of Humichar and lots of PGF Complete. And I'm talking about Humichar every 2 weeks and PGF Complete, a light coat every 3 weeks. And you're going to push it, push it, push it. Remember, we can really push our Bermuda lawns in this growing season, which is when temperatures are high 70s and into the 80s. Bermuda loves the heat. So you've got January, February, March, you got April, May, June, and even possibly into July, where you can push and push and push. You're going to start to see runners come out. The runners will take root. The pre-emergent really won't hurt the runners once you get into the summer. Your lawn's going to spread. And you're going to keep doing this all summer long. And pretty soon what you're going to see is by the end of the summer, you're going to have pretty much a solid Bermuda lawn. And you'll be like, holy cow, man, he was right. That transformation worked. I've done this time and time again. If you go, make sure you have the Bermuda Lawn Guide. Make sure you subscribe. Click that red button, of course. And go over to the website and make sure you're signed up for the emails, because YouTube doesn't always do a good job of sending you alerts. So make sure you're on our email list. Plus, if we do any giveaways, that's what we use for the giveaways. But follow this program. If you've got a weak lawn, you feel really frustrated, I'm telling you, be aggressive with it. Don't be afraid. Go out there and just hammer it. Just hammer it. And you will have a great looking lawn in no time at all. I got a bunch of videos coming out. I got too many to even think about. I got them stacked up. I got to go back inside and do some more work. I'll talk to you later. Doc.